I think you stole the shirt. I think you stole that from my closet.
New shirt. Welcome everybody to episode 2 of the Dumb Dumb Crypto Show. Adam here with Armin. Welcome back. If you're joining us for our second episode, this one's commercial free, just like the first one. And if you're new to the Dumb Dumb Crypto Show, thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate it. Before we get started, anybody that is watching, make sure you tell your friends. If you guys can give us a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, we really appreciate it. Tonight's episode is going to focus. It's really a lot of beginner stuff, which is I think some of the most important parts of Bitcoin. Obviously, I'm joined, before I forget, by Mr. Armin. There he is. Say hello.
What's up, guys?
There he is. All right. Get my little trusty cheat sheet back up here. So we want to focus, on a few things, really how to open up an account. I was on a Facebook chat the past couple of days trying to help somebody set up a Coinbase account. And some of the stuff, if you have a hard time getting it set up in the first place, you'll probably just get frustrated and stop. And we want to get you guys, past that point so you can really kind of join something that's a lot of fun, or that we feel is a lot of fun. So that's what we're going to do today. We'll kind of demystify things. That's my word of the day, is demystify. And before we go any further, this episode is brought to you by Bourbon. If you're a bourbon company and you'd like to sponsor us, please let us know. Bourbon's good. We really like it. Drink responsibly. So before we get started, and basically the way it's going to work today is Armin's going to walk you guys through everything, and I'll pull everything up as much as I can on my screen, so you guys can kind of see what you're looking for. You can only go so far, because to create an account, you have to put in a bunch of information. Obviously, I have one. Armin has one already. But you should be able to see a page that you're familiar with when you decide to log on for yourself.
If you guys want Adam's personal information, just send me an email and I'll give it to you.
Yes, Armin can be easily bought. So, these episodes, I think, are really helpful. I look back, and Armin probably feels the same way. Would have been nice to have somebody kind of, I guess the nice way to say it is kind of hold our hand and walk us through it for the first time. From a personal story, when I went to sign up on Coinbase, I couldn't verify myself correctly. And I think it took me like 3 days. And in those 3 days, Bitcoin it jumped like $400 or $1,000, whatever the number was, $1,000. Whatever the amount jumped, and I felt like I was missing out, which isn't really when you should buy something. You don't buy based on emotion, but at the same time, I was right there. It was within my reach, and I couldn't do it. So that's what we're going to help you with. We're going to focus just on the 3 main sites. Like I said, Coinbase, Gdax, and Gemini. Noah had to build a sailboat before he could build an ark. Doc Brown built a flux capacitor, before he went out and bought a DeLorean. And freaking Luke Skywalker decided he had to move some pebbles with his mind before he can try to get that ship out of the dig of a swamp. So that's what we're doing. We're moving pebbles, we're building sailboats, and we're starting on our flux capacitor today. So that's kind of our mission today. I hope you guys enjoy it. Armin, take it away.
All right, guys. So we good? I see you on the main screen still.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Okay. So really what I want to start with is, Adam, we're going to talk about the 3 different sites real quick. And what I really want you guys to know is first of all, the difference between the 3 sites, and then something that really somebody didn't tell me, and I didn't learn really for a long time. I mean, I was probably, into the space a couple months before I really understood about the fees and the different things how you could get around really the fees. So, let's start off with just talking about the fees real quick, because that was always the big thing to me, where, Coinbase is probably, and we're going to go through, how to set up the Coinbase account. And there's 2 real simple ways with that. I mean, most people that talk to me, that's always the first question I get is, oh, well, what do I do? And I just say, hey, go on your Android, go on your iPhone, and, just download this app called Coinbase, real simply. But realistically, that is the easiest. That's the most efficient. They have, I forget the number. It's like crazy, like 100,000 subscribers right now a month, or at least, downloading the app and getting on there. But, a lot of people don't understand what the fees are for it. And then even, getting to the next level, a lot more people don't know what their different options are to get around those fees. So let's just start off with the fees real quick, because that's real important to me. And, I care about what I pay. And, any of my friends know I'm the cheapest dude in the world. Like, I always want to save a penny for anything possible. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, I would save my shower water to get a shower the next day if I could figure it out. Like, I'm super cheap. So Coinbase has two different setups that you can do. The first one is, after you get through setting it up, you can either use a credit card, which, for a lot of people, I guess, is feasible, makes sense. Or you can set up an automatic, like an ACH from your bank account, a checking or a savings account. And the fees between the two of them are dramatically different, right? So if you want to set up with a credit card, you're going to pay a 3.99% fee for everything you buy on there. So if you wanted to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, you're really going to spend $4 for every $100, which, really in the grand scheme of things is a lot of money. If you want to set up with a ACH, hook up your bank account, you're only going to pay 1.5%. Not only because I think actually that's a lot of money too. You're buying something, you have to, pay 1.5% to a company just to sell it to you. It's a pretty decent amount of money. But the fact is Coinbase is the easiest way. Like, we're going to talk about the three different ways to buy Bitcoin. That, there's more than three ways, but the three easiest ways. And I'll be honest with you, Coinbase is easy. Even though I know I pay that fee, I still use it in certain situations, even where I am now, because there's a couple of features on Coinbase that just make it really easy, and it makes it very convenient. And you're paying that 1.5% fee, or if you can only use a credit card, because depending on your situation, you might want to get into it and all you have is a credit card, and that's fine, because, that's it. You just want to get into it. But that 3.99% fee, at the end of it, I mean, if that's what you have to pay to get into it, that's what you have to pay. But really, they're the most, Coinbase, even though it's the easiest, it's the most convenient, everybody knows about it, it is the most expensive way. All right. So we'll go through in a few minutes on how to set up a Coinbase account, but just know that while it is the easiest, it is the most convenient, it actually is the most expensive way. Now, the best thing about Coinbase, right, and one thing I just want to mention, and it's the reason why I still use it, right? And to be honest with you, it's a laziness, right? So Coinbase, you can either download it on your phone, and you could set it up. But if you actually go on Coinbase.com, after you get your account set up, after whether you hook up your credit card or hook up your bank account to it, if you use on a browser on your laptop or your desktop, you can make a reoccurring payment to it, which is really nice. And it's something you can't do on the app, and a lot of people that just use the app don't know it. But you can set it up so that a certain amount of money you can buy something every period whenever you want. You can do what's called reoccurring payments, which is pretty cool. So like me particularly, I get paid on Friday, bi-weekly. So bi-weekly, I set it up so that a certain amount just automatically comes out of my bank account and goes into whatever I want to buy, whatever that dollar amount is. And there's 4 different cryptocurrencies you can buy on Coinbase. There's Bitcoin, there's Bitcoin Cash, there's Litecoin, and there's Ethereum. They're all different. They all have totally different, kind of concepts behind them. And that's really, to be honest with you, a whole another video. But, Bitcoin's the main one. That's the one I always tell people, like, hey, listen, if you're just going to pick one thing to buy, and, like Adam's going to probably say it if I don't say it. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't listen to anything I say. Do your own research and stuff. But, when I tell, my friends and family or people, that are close to me, I'm like, listen, if you're just going to pick one thing to buy Bitcoin. But, I buy it all, like, because, I believe in the whole technology and everything.
I have a question for you real quick.
Question it up, Adam.
Question it up. So this is something, wine. So this is something that has been brought up to me. Do I have to buy, because Bitcoin right now is about $16,000. Do I have to buy a whole Bitcoin?
Listen, that's a great question, Adam. You're a great question asker, I'll tell you. I'm so glad that you asked that question, because that is probably the biggest, I guess, misunderstanding when it comes to people buying Bitcoin specifically is, they don't understand that, you can buy, 1/1000th of a Bitcoin. The whole thing about having own a Bitcoin is really just a psychological thing. Like everybody just feels like they have to have one. And it's really just because Bitcoin used to be, $10, $100, $700. I mean, now it's, I think, 16,000 today. Yesterday it was 17,000. So a lot of people have that misconception where like they need to buy one, but really, a Bitcoin is broken up into 100 million Satoshis, and a Satoshi, the way that I always tell it to people when they ask me, I'm like, just think of it like $1 million. Like one Bitcoin is $1 million, but it's made up into, 100 million Satoshis or $100 million if you're thinking about it like $1 million. So like, are you okay with having $100, $1,000, $100,000? Of course you are. It's the exact same thing. Like have 0.001 of a Bitcoin, have 0.05 of a Bitcoin, have 0.1 of a Bitcoin. Like it really doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. It's like having just a piece of a humongous big pie. And realistically, in the future, Bitcoin's probably going to be, measured in the near future. People are going to be talking more of it in a bit, which is going to be a smaller denomination of one Bitcoin. So yeah, definitely don't worry about the whole thing. Like you can buy whatever, like, I set up a recurring payment and I buy a portion of a Bitcoin all the time. And that's a perfectly, it's a great thing to do, really. Great thing to do.
Forget it. I like it.
So, yep. Listen, that's the easiest thing because it's like, boom, every Friday I get paid. Every other Friday I get paid. Every other Friday I just put that preset amount into it. You can change it whenever you want. You can set it so you can buy X amount of Bitcoin, X amount of Ethereum, X amount of Litecoin, X amount of Bitcoin Cash. Like you could do whatever you want. You could do one or all four. Like it's very convenient. But just know that you are paying that 1.5% fee or 3.99 if you're using a credit card for doing that. But it's just convenience. Like whatever. It's one thing where as cheap as I am, it makes things nice. Like I'm going to go through 2 more ways of buying it and telling you the difference and, why I should be disciplined enough to do that. It's just that convenience factor of just having that automatic recurring payment is a really beautiful thing.
And unfortunately now Armin's wife knows he gets paid on Friday because he told her Wednesday and there was never any money in the account. So let's get started. Let's walk people through Coinbase. Just give them the address. I know it's obviously up on the screen. Actually, it doesn't look like it's up on the screen. So if not, just give them the address, the www and everything, and then we'll kind of, they'll be able to kind of, walk them through it as much as I can, with your directions here.
Yeah. So, one thing too, we put in an affiliate link down in the in this YouTube video. The cool thing about that affiliate link, I mean, one, it obviously supports us a little bit for doing the video, but you guys get $10 free just by clicking that link. So if you set up your own account, you went by yourself and just, went to Coinbase.com, set up an account, you just put your money in whatever. But if you use the link that we put at the bottom of this video, you're going to get a free $10 of crypto just for hitting that link. So if you could,
awesome.
If you're going to do it, use that link. It's pretty cool.
Man, we're freaking nice.
Listen, we're just out to save people money. So
it's like a money Batman.
Money Batman.
We save people money and we punch criminals in the face. It's awesome.
I like punching people in the face. That works out.
All right, let's go.
All right. So what do you want to do? You want to talk about Coinbase setting it up, Adam, or you want to go into the other exchanges?
No, let's do Coinbase first. Coinbase is the easiest. 4 things you can buy on Coinbase: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash or Bcash. As Tone Vase, if you guys follow him,
or Bcash.
But no, Coinbase is kind of, it's just the easiest way to do it. So I think it's the best foundation you can have. it's the best foundation you can have to set up your foray and your entry and to kind of dip your toes into crypto. And it's kind of where everything starts. So let's just start here. So just kind of walk them through it, and I'll pull up as many as the one screen that I can pull up here. And then we'll just walk through the rest.
God, well, you do the walkthrough part.
All right. So, guys, www.coinbase.com. If you want to, get involved in crypto and you don't have a Coinbase account yet, let me pull this up here. There we go. And you want to set up a Coinbase account, click on our affiliate link. You'll get your free $10. I'm sure we get something out of it. But this is what the main page looks like. If you type in Coinbase and any other page comes up that doesn't look like this, retype it in. All right. You guys ever type something in a browser and it takes you to like a different place that is not quite what you typed into the browser? You don't want to do that here because you're putting in personal information. Just make sure it's Coinbase, Coinbase, .com. It's going to be HTTPS, so it's a secure website. So 2 ways to get started. Obviously, there's one at the bottom there. Enter your email address, get started. If you want to read a little bit about Bitcoin, you want to read a little bit about Ethereum, it's at the bottom there. There's all kinds of help chats. I mean, these guys are, it's made to be easy. It's made to be dumb. I mean, that's kind of what it's for, and that's a really, really good thing, and that's why they can get away with charging the fee that they charge. The other option is in the top right. So if I pull up the top right, there's like a menu bar, almost like you have on your cell phone, right? You can sign up or you can sign in, right? Right now, this is the different stuff that they have. Don't care about that. Right now, we want to sign up. So if I hit sign up, and we're probably only talking to individuals at this point, I'm just going to put in my information, right? Joe Blow at gmail.com. Whatever.
Why don't you use my email address?
Because I already did it. My password, whatever my password is, in New Jersey, not a robot. This is kind of as far as we can go here, right? But it's really, really simple, guys. So the very next thing that happens after I check that I'm not a robot, because they don't want bots just buying and buying and buying, even though people can get around that. You obviously got to certify you're over 18 years of age. You're going to create an account. The very next thing that happens is your, cobloy at gmail.com or whatever your email address is. You're going to get a verification email, right? You're going to click on that verification email. It's going to see that you verified and that you are who you are. And then once that happens, it's going to take you to the next step. The next step is to link your phone number. Again, you're putting in personal information, so it's going to ask for a lot of personal information. It's going to make sure you are who you say you are.
And just know, guys, like I get this question a lot, like, oh man, whether it's signing up for this or Gdax or, Gemini or, any of the exchanges, is like, oh man, they're asking for my personal information. Is this okay? And, yeah, listen, it's okay. I mean, it's a safe, secure website. I mean, Coinbase is, a $1 billion company. They're based out of the US. I mean, I'm not qualified to say anything safe, but I mean, like it's not I don't think it's a big deal. I personally signed up for it, obviously. And, I don't think there's really too much risk as long as you're making sure that the website that you're typing in is the right one. If you look up in the URL and make sure it's right, like I wouldn't really be worried about putting your personal information in there. Like it's just what you have to do.
Exactly. That's a great point. And if Armin put his personal information there, it's probably okay for you to do it. So once you link your phone number, it's going to verify you are who you are. Again, this is just for your protection. All right. Then you're going to link your bank account. And this is kind of the tricky part. So once you link your bank account I think it's 1 or 2 business days, you're going to get a deposit. All right. It's going to send you 2 tiny deposits. It's usually whatever cents. Let's say it's 9 cents and 10 cents. And it's going to ask you to verify what those deposit amounts are. Okay. If you type in the deposit amount exactly as you received it, you will not be verified. It's the problem that I had, the problem the person I was talking to on Facebook had. It's really an issue. I think that they should do a better job of explaining, but apparently they just don't care and they figure that people will figure it out. Guys, you need to put in whole numbers, right? So if it was 9 cents and 10 cents, you're putting in 9 and 10. All right. You're not putting in 09, .09, .10, 0.10. You're just putting in whatever the whole number is. And that's it. If you do that, you'll be verified. Once you're verified, you can do whatever you want to. You can set up your recurring payments. You can, you can immediately, and there's a limit, a daily limit, but, we're probably not talking to anybody on here that's going to exceed that daily limit. It's a lot. So, once you do that, guys, you're good to go. Like you're ready. You are in the crypto world. Like you're part of this really cool community that's, trying to help shape the world of the future. And, the future is stuff that we'll kind of get into later, but it all starts here, and it all starts with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the the father, kind of, I guess, if you want to put it that way, of the whole thing. That's where the technology starts, and everything sort of branches off from there, in one way, shape, or form. And that's why if you guys go out and do your research and listen to some of the people we said to listen to, and Tone Vays and Andreas Antonopoulos and all those guys, like that's why they're Bitcoin evangelists, because that's this is the first kind of seed, this is the first ripple in the water that kind of created the rest of the ripples.
Did you say ripple?
Yeah, I said ripple. So that's it. You're setting up your Bitcoin. So Coinbase.com, you'll enter your personal information. You will verify through email. You will verify through your phone number. You will link your bank account. And then you'll verify your deposit amount using whole numbers. And then you're set up. Guys, if you have any issues with it, especially if we know you, you can send us an email, all right? dumbdumbcrypto@gmail.com. So dumbcrypto, dumbdumbcrypto@gmail.com, or leave a message in the chat. We already had one person do that. Big ups to Jeff. You know who you are. Really appreciate that and being a part of this. But guys, it's real easy. We're here to help you. Like we obviously have dedicated our time to create a channel to help people do this. So, we think it's important. We don't want you to get frustrated. Please email us if you have a question. And that's Coinbase. That's it. On to the next one.
All right, guys. So I just want to talk about the differences between the three exchanges real quick. So we're not going to go in. Oh man, I wanted to get up and get some more wine, so that's kind of effed up. So, all right. So let me just tell you real quick about the differences between the three exchanges. So other than the fees, so I already told you actually start with the fees, because that's to me the most important one. So for Coinbase, you're going to either pay that 1.5% or 3.99%. Right? Gdax, really. So Gdax is one that's it is actually Coinbase. It's the back end part of Coinbase. So if you've ever done any kind of stock trading, you've ever opened up like an Ameritrade or an E-Trade account and done anything, really that's what Gdax is. It's the back end, really, where you're putting in your orders and you're actually, buying and selling your stuff. It's exactly like buying a stock, basically, right? So Gdax and Coinbase, if you have a Coinbase account, you really automatically have a Gdax account. And you can go in there and really you can buy and sell in the same exact things. They have Bitcoin, they have Ethereum, they have Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. The beautiful part about Gdax, and the part why I use it and why I think that really everybody should learn to use it, is there's a couple of features on it. If you know what a market order is, a limit order, and we're going to do another video actually to show how to use Gdax for those people that want to know. But basically there's a market and a limit order. Market order is you're going to buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash at whatever the price is. It's kind of automatic, and you just put in what you want and it does it for you, right? It's almost kind of like using Coinbase and buying your Bitcoin, except for, it looks a little more complicated. But by doing it on Gdax, even though it's the exact same site, it's the exact same company, really, it's just the back end part, you're going to save yourself half the fees for buying a regular market order on Gdax. Well, the beautiful part about Gdax is you can use a limit order, which is a little more complicated because you have to actually look at the orders as they're going by, and you have to pick the price that it's going at right at that time. It's really not that complicated. But, for somebody that's never done it, it does look a little intimidating. But you can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, or Bitcoin Cash on Gdax, and there's no fee. If you use a limit order, it's not going to cost you anything. So you're just going to pay for it, buy it. It's all great. And you skip the whole process. So it's pretty awesome. So, the reason why, I use both of them, because like I said, I use the reoccurring one because it's just simple. I don't have to think about it. It's a no-brainer. But let's say like you really want to make a good purchase, or, let's say you want to buy a decent amount and, you want to get the best price for it and you want to save yourself that fee. I mean, whether you're using that 3.99 or 1.5%, to me, it's money. Money is money. So saving 1.5% is pretty awesome. So you can use Gdax and use a limit order and you'll save yourself all the fees. And then there's Gemini, which is the what are those guys? The Winklevoss twins. site, which is same thing. You can only buy Bitcoin or Ethereum, but it ends up being half the fees. It's not totally free if you use a limit order like Gdax. It's the same type of platform where, it looks like, you're buying stocks where it's got the limit and the market orders and everything, but you're going to save yourself half the fees for buying that. So I personally use all three of them. And the reason why I want to tell you, because it's something that I guess I don't really see too many people talking about it. And even some of my friends on here don't get it that are, hopefully listening to this, right? So the difference between the three really kind of dictates what you're going to do, right? So Coinbase is important because Coinbase, when you buy it, right? So you buy your Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, or Bitcoin, or Bitcoin Cash or Bcash. When you buy it, you automatically, right in that second, you lock into the price, right? So you lock into that price. If Bitcoin right now is $16,000 and you want to buy 0.01 Bitcoin and you hit that buy button on Coinbase, you're locked into that price. You have whatever it was, 0.01 Bitcoin at $16,000. You're good. That's it. You're set, right? So that's a nice thing to know because you're paying that 1.5% fee or that 3.99, but you're automatically set into that price. So that's a beautiful thing, right? Gdax is a little bit different, right? So Gdax, you actually have to first send your money to it, right? So you have to fund your Gdax account with your US dollars. So you hook up your bank account the same exact way as you do with Coinbase. And actually, if you set up a Coinbase, it already knows your bank account information because it's really the back end part. So you have to send your money. So the difference is that you have to wait for that money to get there. So if I send, let's say, $100 to Gdax, it may take 5 or 6 business days to get there. And within that 5 to 6 business days, I don't have an option to buy it. Like I have to wait till that money gets there first. So like if you're trying to buy Bitcoin right now because, it's a great price and you want to lock yourself into that price or whatever, and, you think this is the best time to buy, Gdax really isn't the way to do it because you're going to have to put the money in there and then you're going to have to wait. Your money's locked up for that 5 to 6 business days until it actually funds that account. You can't do anything with the money. You can't, reverse it. It's kind of in that limbo where it's like a wire transfer where, it's going to go there. You just have to wait it out. But in the meantime, if Bitcoin goes up $1,000, then, you're beat. You got to, if you want to buy it, once it actually funds in that 6 days, you're going to buy it at that higher price. Right. Gemini is completely different where, you're doing the same thing where you're putting your money in there, same thing from your bank account, but it automatically gives you the ability to buy it. Right. So right away, immediately you can buy that. You're locked into the price. But the big difference is that you can't actually move it. Right. So it's there. You can see it. It's not pending. It's in that Gemini account. You own it. You have it at that price. But, we'll talk about this probably in another video when it's trading different altcoins and stuff. But if you buy it on Gemini, you have to wait a few days until that's actually cleared before you can move it to your wallet or like a Bittrex, a Binance, a KuCoin exchange. Like you can't touch that. You can't transfer that money out of there. You're locked into the price. It's yours. It's there, but you can't move it. So really, all three platforms are totally different. They all have a function depending on what you want to do. And, I recommend all my friends really to get kind of used to all of them because they all have a certain purpose at a different time. And really, Gemini and Gdax, they're great because they save you a lot of money on the fees. But they're all so different in what you do. But you have to kind of know the difference in them. But, that's the big thing I want you guys to know is Coinbase, most convenient, reoccurring payments, which is awesome. But the highest fees. Gdax, definitely, if you feel comfortable doing a limit order, which really isn't that hard, you're going to eliminate all fees, but it's going to take you, a week, depending on what it is. Once you send that money to it, it's going to take you a week for that money to be in there for then you to buy it, whatever the price. And Gemini is kind of like, to me, it's the hybrid between the two because, you fund it right away. You can buy it right away. You still can't move it. But depending on what your goals are, like that may be fine. Like, if you're just trying to buy Bitcoin because you think it's a great price and you just want to hold it, then, Gemini is a great thing. Where if you're trying to buy it because you want to send it to an exchange, you kind of have to wait. So they all have their purpose and they're all really good. So I'd recommend everybody to, you know, if you can, to get comfortable with all three, you know, and play around with them. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Armin. I appreciate it. That was really, really good information. You know, full transparency. I have a Coinbase account. I am not a smart person.
Transparent. Good job. So
I haven't finished yet because I got to do the other two. So Coinbase is just easy, man. It's just freaking easy. And for me to pay the 1.5% and to know exactly what I'm doing and the comfortable feeling of knowing, you know, if I press this button, this is going to happen. That's really, really nice for me. And I personally like that. I enjoy that a lot. I just started a Gdax account. I sent some money to it. Hasn't posted yet. I sent the money last week. Like Armin said, it takes about 5 or 6 business days, and I don't have a Gemini account. I haven't messed around with it yet. I'm still trying to stay with kind of the main players, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and obviously in Bcash. Do a little bit of altcoin trading, but really sticking with the main guys. I think that's at the end of the day, that's, you know, the cream kind of rises to the top, as I heard somebody say the other day. So, you know, that's what I use. Coinbase is super easy, and you know, for everybody out there that invests in stocks, you know, this is just, if you want to, you know, kind of buying stocks is taking a shot. You know, this is kind of, if you decide that this is something that you want to do, you know, this is just kind of taking a shot too. It's whether you believe in it. You know, I'd recommend going onto Wikipedia, kind of reading about what blockchain technology is, because this is the future. And I think we'll do an episode on that to kind of break things down into what this actually is. You know, kind of why there are tokens and coins and stuff. I think that's really important. Actually, I still have the Wikipedia up because it's confusing. I mean, it really is. You know, it's not like I give you $1 and you give me $1. But you know, our goal here is to help you guys get into it, to help and I'll say it again, to help demystify it, and to make it as easy as possible. And that's it. You know, that's it. And hopefully this episode has done at least a good job of helping you set up a Coinbase account if that's something that you want to do. And if you do that, you know, please feel free to leave a comment. Please like, subscribe on our channel. It would really, really help us. If you don't have a Coinbase and you're going to set up a Coinbase account, you can just use the link in our YouTube. It's right on the video. If you go to the YouTube channel, it's in the top right. It's on the bottom right section of there's like a big B, and it's in the bottom right section. So you know it's taking you to Coinbase. So it's really, really secure. It's a really good way to get there. And that's kind of like all I have for today. Armin, you got anything else to add?
No, just you know, as far as comments or emails, I mean, we definitely would like to talk about anything. I mean, you know, this is definitely for me and Adam now. I mean, I can include Adam now into this. I feel like it's an obsession for, you know, all of us at this point. So like, we're open to talk about anything. I mean, we love to talk about Bitcoin. We love to talk about altcoins. If it's different exchanges, you know, we can talk about ICOs for people that are a little more advanced even. Mining, you know, I run a 4 GPU mining rig. Me and Adam are going to be running soon our own ASIC miner. So I mean, like, we're
gigawatts,
1.21 gigawatts miner. So, you know, so yeah, listen, we're just open to talking about anything. So anybody that wants to comment or email us, you know, we're pretty much, you know, anything that has to do with this space, we're into it. So
awesome.
Definitely.
So guys, 30 minutes. This is kind of above and beyond our time. There may have been an issue with the screen share.
Serena's already pissed, man. I told her 15 minutes. So
what happened? Oh, yeah, I told her 15 minutes.
I told Sabrina 15 minutes, so she's already pissed.
That's all right. She's in bed. There may have been an issue with the screen share. I'm not sure if there was. I'll get it right next time. Really, for me, 2 things, guys. Any feedback? How can we make the videos better, more interesting? We obviously want you guys to watch the whole time, and to want to come back and watch again, and tell your friends to come back and watch again. I'm going to try to get like a little intro video going, maybe some music or something.
Yeah, I was thinking about Adam doing like a rap in the beginning would really kind of, you know, set things off right.
I spit hot fire. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So any feedback, and then lastly, guys, thank you. You know, big thank you for you guys for taking your time to watch us. Whether you're joining us live or whether you're watching us later, I'm going to try to upload a podcast to make it even easier for you guys to listen if this is something you like to listen to. And hopefully it is. So like, subscribe, comments, give us feedback, send us an email. However you want to get in touch with us, let's have a conversation, guys. And we appreciate it. Cheers. Have a good one.
Cheers.